Three, two, one. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. All right. Good morning, guys. How is everyone today? Are we good? Yeah. All right. So first, I would like to welcome you on board the Nautilus. My name is Brandon, and I will be your tour guide for today, guys. At the back, and the main staircase here in the middle. We also have life vests on board, and they are upstairs underneath the white seats at the front of the boat. The boat crew will hand them out in case of an emergency. But don't worry, guys, the Nautilus is unsinkable, so you don't have to worry about this. Well, the Titanic was unsinkable too, and you know where it ended up, so you never know. The Nautilus is a semi-submarine, and this means she is half in, half out of water at all times. Alright guys, you're crossing the shipwreck on the left side, but don't worry, the captain is going to make a turn. It will be on the right side. This shipwreck is called the wreck of the Cali. Here she comes. It's a cargo ship, and she's all in pieces. So this shipwreck, guys, was 175 feet long and 25 feet wide when she sank in 1948. The captain wanted the Cali to be faster, so he decided to fit 2 diesel engines into it. However, when the Cali was leaving Cuba, she found a big storm. And during this storm, one of the diesel engines fell clear and punctured the hull of the ship, and the water began to flood. It was not too bad at a point until the water reaches the cargo hold. Why? Because the cargo had the 9 tons of rice in it. And of course, you know what happens to rice when it gets wet, it expands. So the rice grew so big that it split the ship into pieces, and the ship sank in 15 feet of water at 50 yards from shore. But the good news is, guys, the captain and the crew could make their way back to shore, so everybody survived, of most of our Caribbean islands. And they depend on the sunlight to grow them as well. Sunlight grows the corals, and they provide food and shelter for all the fish in the reef. And coral is not a rock, guys, it's a living animal. So if you touch this coral or step on it, they can be damaged, as they are very fragile animals. And they're very much alive, and this is a big marine park, so they are very protected here. And these are all brain corals, guys, as they look like brains. And some look like cauliflowers, mushrooms, and sponges. They all come in different types of shapes. We're dropping to 18 feet in depth. So Grand Cayman is very well known for its stingrays, as we have got Stingray City on the other side of the island. And that Stingray City, there is lots of friendly stingrays there, and they love squid. So we feed them squid, and we hug and kiss them all the time. Stingrays like to glide on the sand, so it's a very good place to spot them. And the female is bigger than the male stingray. And if you guys kiss a female stingray, that's 7 years good luck. And if you kiss a male, that's 14 years good luck. I do it all the time. I get a lot of good lucks. Spot for stingrays, guys, as we go. We jump into 20 feet deep. Tiny blue fish are called blue chromis on the right side. They love healthy coral. There's a big snapper on the right, on the sand. Tasty fish to eat. Snappers are very tasty, guys. I know. Keep in mind. We have large ones that can grow up to half my size as well. And did you know, guys? Oh, by the way, if you see on the right, that looks like a boxy object on the sand. So that is a steel cage, and that is man-made. And its purpose is to help grow our corals. Corals spawn twice a year on that steel cage, just like when flowers bloom. So very important steel cage. So scientists start with a little bit of coral on the steel cage, and then they cultivate the coral, and then it grows. A very important steel cage. We're going to be jumping to 30 feet. A lot of these fish that you see helps to balance the growth of algae on the corals to keep it healthy. So you're doing a very good job. There are caves under these corals as well. That's where the moray eel likes to hide. You're green in color and you're very slimy. spot for a moray eel. There's a steel cage on the left side. Remember that rows of corals. We're jumping to 30 feet. So stingrays are looking for garden eels on the sun, and that is a worm that sticks his body in and out of the sun. So you might see these worms sticking out of the sun as well, at the same time spot for a stingray. We're going to come back to the shipwreck on the right side for you as well. We are crossing the second one on the left side again, the wreck of the Balboa. And she sunk here in the desert, a much bigger shipwreck. And we're going to make a turn right after this shipwreck. It is going to be on the right side. So here she comes. At the same time, spot for a stingray, please let me know. They are called the southern stingrays. They are gray in color. Here comes the bow of the ship. She is in pieces as well. She's also a cargo ship as well. And spot for nurse sharks sleeping on the sun. And nurse sharks are the couch potatoes of the ocean. They are very lazy, very harmless, and they like to sleep on the shipwreck and on the sun. Because on the 9th of November 1932, she was delivering wood and lumber from Jamaica to Cayman, back and forth. So she had sunk due to the biggest hurricane known to date into the Caribbean. But there is no name for this hurricane, as it was in 1932, and they started naming hurricanes in 1935. And this hurricane sat in Grand Cayman under our sister island, Cayman Brac, for 52 hours. The winds are gusting 250 miles an hour, and the hurricane killed 109 people on our sister island, Cayman Brac. And when the Balboa sank, she split all her cargo off, as the cargo was a complete cargo of wood. When the eye of the hurricane was overhead, the captain and the crew could make their way back to shore, walking on the wood. Well, you guys might not believe the story, but it's the only one we know, as the no witness when this happened. And when she sank, guys, she sank in one piece, but passing by. So the government decided to dynamite it, and he planned 50 pounds of dynamite. So he wrote 50 in a piece of paper and stuck it into his office for someone to pick it up. But somebody went inside when the governor was not there and added an extra zero. So that's 500 pounds of dynamite, guys. So no, you can easily imagine that the shipwreck flew 30 feet into the air and it laid pieces all over the seafloor. He had one job, guys, they messed it up. And what you see below, guys, that looks like trees and plants, those are the soft corals. They are sea ferns, sea fans, and sea feathers. And they also depend on sunlight to grow as well. Very beautiful soft corals. They depend on the water movement as well. Here comes the shipwreck on the right for you. What you see below, guys, that looks like trees and plants, those are the soft corals. They are sea ferns, sea fans, and sea feathers. And they also depend on sunlight to grow as well. Very beautiful soft corals. They depend on the water movement as well. Here comes the shipwreck on the right for you. Nice yellowtail snapper on the right by the shipwreck. That's silverfish with a yellowtail. So fishing is popular in Grand Cayman, but we can't fish around here because it's a national park. So we have to go about 2 miles offshore to fish. And we also we fish for red snappers and tasty fish in Grand Cayman, and mahi-mahis, groupers, and hogfish, tunas, and mackerels. These are all tasty, guys. One single parrotfish alone can produce about 1,000 pounds of sand per year. That's about the weight of a baby grand piano. So if you guys are at the beach one day in the Caribbean and you're covered from head to toes, just take one moment to realize that you're covered in parrotfish poop. So now you know the real reason now why. Heading back to the first shipwreck on the right side, we made a turn, so we're going back to the opposite side. We also have one invasive fish here that doesn't belong here, and they put stress on coral reefs. And we eat these guys as well, known as the lionfish. If you don't know what a lionfish looks like, very beautiful. So this fish is brown with white stripes, and it has 18 long venomous spines around your body, as it looks like a lion's mane. And if you touch any of those long spines, it will deliver huge venom. And these guys don't have any predators here to get rid of them, not even a shark. So we came up with a solution in Cayman. We have to eat them to beat them. So when we go lionfish hunting, we take a spear. Then we spear 5 lionfish a day. And then we take the spines off the body, because the venom is inside the spines, but the body is not venomous. And then we take the body to a restaurant so they can fry them for us. It is a very tasty fish. The lionfish, yeah. Keep your eyes open, guys, for next turtle again, or a turtle, the leatherback turtle and oxbill turtle in Grand Cayman. Here comes the shipwreck. Spot for the porcupine pufferfish on the shipwreck, and that is a fish that pops up like a balloon, 3 times your size, whenever they feel very, very thirsty. Yeah, this is a big diesel engine on the right, one of the diesel engines. Alright guys, so we're heading to Cheese Barrier Reef. So this reef is very interesting. So it's spot for nurse shark and turtles there. And it's a very popular scuba diving site. The Cheese Barrier Reef is one of the most famous reefs in the Cayman Islands. And as we're heading to Cheese Barrier Reef, maybe you guys would like to know, wait, what? Why is it called Cheese Barrier Reef? Usually, a reef takes the name of a ship that is sunk by, or by animals that are living in it. It is not because it looks like a giant hamburger. It is because we have a Burger King sitting on shore. The second fast food restaurant built in Grand Cayman after KFC. So before they built the Burger King, Cheese Barrier Reef was called Bob Sota's Reef, as this was the person who created the first diving industry in Grand Cayman. He's the father of diving. So as they built the Burger King in 1984, some people didn't like the burgers, so they tend to throw the burgers into the water for the fish to eat it. But it's not allowed anymore because Cheese Barrier Reef is a big marine park. Yeah. Here we are. Groups of dories on the right. If you know that movie called Finding Dory, they're called blue tangs, but unfortunately, guys, no Nemos. It's lost again. You can't find it. Right. So this is the reef of the nurse sharks. Those puffer nurse sharks sleeping on the sand between 2 corals, and the sand in the middle. That's where they tend to sleep to get the shelter from the corals. Right. That's a bar. Let's check. That's a snapper on the right side. Mountain snapper. Fish on the left side that makes the sand, the blue fish with the yellow tail. The female, if you see a red fish with white spots, that is the female parrotfish. The female is called the stoplight parrotfish. There's a female on the right side, female white spots. Big caves under here, guys. That's where the moray eel is. Oh, big tarpon. There's a tarpon on the right side, under the cave. There's a tarpon, not a shark. They can grow up to 8 feet long and weigh about 280 pounds. Yeah. So he's hiding under that cave right now.
I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Over there.
Alright guys, so we're going to ask some groups of friends coming into the windows. They are very well smart and very well trained groups of fish. Form a fish feed for you guys today. The merman is going to jump into the water. Our friends are going to follow the merman around the windows, close to your windows. So everybody's going to see the merman today. So he's feeding our friends today. We're going to be there in a minute or so. They are very clever, as they already know we're going to feed them. So you're going to see them coming into the window. Alright guys, so I'm going to help the captain put the submarine to a full stop and be back with that shore. It's going to be really awesome to see.
That's even what you see.
So everybody's going to see the merman today. So remember, the striped ones again are called sergeant majors, and the bigger ones Bermuda chubs. Bermuda like the triangle of Bermuda, and chubs like chubby. You're waiting for the merman. So he's putting his makeup on and everything, guys. He has to look good, but he still looks ugly with the makeup. Yeah. All right. So your groups of friends on the right side as well. There's more coming in, slowly coming in. Here, don't sit on the chair for me, please. It's broken. My chair. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this has to be at least more than 40 fish in the group. With our friends right now, getting eaten slowly. Take your pictures.
Oh, there he is.
You can't even see him, he's covered in fish. Yeah, that's why he has to wear gloves to protect his fingers. Smile and wave, guys. Slowly being eaten by fish. Guys, the island tour. So you're going to hell today. You're not coming back. Come on, you're a fish. Me too. Busy day 6 times a day. So I'll be dead on this last one. The voice will be gone on the last one.
Left side because they know the merman is going to jump in from this side first. They're very smart. So they're waiting for him on the ladder, and once he jumps in, they're going to follow the merman around the submarine on the right side as well. So everybody's going to see the merman today. So remember, the striped ones again are called sergeant majors, and the bigger ones Bermuda chubs. Bermuda like the triangle of Bermuda, and chubs like chubby. So they're waiting for the merman. So he's putting his makeup on and everything, guys. He has to look good. But he still looks ugly with the makeup. Yeah. Alright. So your groups of friends on the right side as well. So once he gets out of the water, we're going to be heading our way back to shore. So please make sure not to leave anything behind us. Alright.
Every day, let's trong đếm một buổi. I'd rather get eaten by a shark. And did you guys know where your cruise ship is anchored? She anchors between 80 to 100 feet deep, and behind the cruise ship, it drops to 6,700 feet deep. Because we have the drop off, and it is called the Cayman Trench, and it is the deepest part of the Caribbean Sea, and it maxes out at 5 miles deep, which is about 25,000 feet. So that's about 7,000 meters. So it is the top 3 deepest trench in the world. And this trench stretches to Jamaica. And Jamaica is about 45 minutes from here by plane. So it's a very big trench. And the cruise ship is not too far from the reef. It drops off really early. Yeah, so Cayman is surrounded by deep water. And scuba divers go to the drop off the dive to see what it looks like. But not me. I don't have the balls to do that, guys. 50 yards from completing our tour. We're coming back to 10 feet. So I would like to take this moment.